The sun hung low over the village of Alero, stretching long, thirsty shadows across the cracked earth. Dust rose and shimmered in the evening light, wrapping the settlement in a golden haze. Even the air felt tired. It carried the smell of dry leaves and the faint bitterness of hope fading with each passing day of drought. In the middle of the village, a boy named Samba crouched beside a clay pot, staring at the water inside as though it held the meaning of life itself. Only a shallow pool remained, reflecting his face, wide eyes, a lean frame, a stubborn spark in his gaze that refused to go out even in these difficult days. He dipped a finger into the water and sighed. How can a whole village survive on a breath of water? Behind him came the shuffle of slow, deliberate steps. Samba, his father called, his voice soft but strained, like a drum's skin stretched too tight. Samba turned to see Baba, the village drummer, once strong, once proud, leaning on his carved walking staff. The years had taken much from him, the firmness in his hands, the quickness in his stride, the deep boom of authority in his voice. But his eyes remained the same, warm, gentle, and filled with stories. "Come," Baba said. "Help me prepare the sacred drum." Samba followed him into their hut. Even in the dim light, the sacred drum stood out, its polished wooden body, the cowhide stretched smooth across its top, the ancient carving spiraling along its sides. There were drums, and then there was this drum, whispered to be alive, said to carry the voices of those who had walked the earth before them. But to Samba, it had always been a silent challenge. Samba brushed the dust from its surface, his hands trembling slightly. "Baba," he murmured, "the oracle's message, do you really think the drum will answer?" His father did not immediately respond. He lowered himself onto a woven stool, exhaling slowly. "This drum speaks only when the heart of the drummer speaks truth," he said. "The rain spirit does not come at the call of pride or showmanship. It comes for sincerity." Samba swallowed. "I've tried, Baba. Many times." "Yes," Baba replied with a sad smile. "And each time, you tried to impress the village. You wanted the sound of thunder, not the truth of your heart." Samba dropped his gaze. The weight of disappointment settled on his shoulders. That evening, the elders gathered under the baobab tree. The oracle's words echoed in every mind. Only the drum that speaks truth can call the rain spirit. One by one, the village's drummers tried. Men strong as tree trunks struck the drum with practiced hands. Women whose rhythm could stir the soul played their best. The drum remained cold and silent. At last, Baba was brought forward. He steadied himself and lifted the drumstick. His hands trembled. The villagers watched with held breath. He struck. Nothing. Not even a whisper. A murmur rolled through the crowd. Fear, frustration, despair. Baba's eyes glistened with defeat. Slowly, painfully, he turned and placed the drum in Samba's hands. "Try once more," he said, his voice cracking. "Not for applause. Not for pride. For the people." Samba wanted to refuse. His chest tightened with shame. "Baba, the drum never speaks for me." "Then ask yourself why," Baba replied. "A true drummer is not heard by the ear first, but by the heart." That night, long after the village lanterns had dimmed, Samba slipped out of the hut. He carried the drum to the edge of the dying river. The moon hung above him like a silver guardian. He sat cross-legged, the drum resting gently between his knees. He breathed in the dry air. He listened to the silence of the land. For the first time, he allowed himself to feel everything. The fear of losing his home, the sadness of seeing animals collapse from thirst, the frustration of watching the adults carry burdens too heavy to name. He laid both hands on the drum. "I am not here to prove myself," he whispered. "I am here to save my people. If you can hear me, please answer." He closed his eyes and played. Tum, tum, tum tum. The rhythm was soft, no flair, no flourish. It was raw, honest, like a heartbeat laid bare. The wind stirred. The air thickened. Samba felt the drum pulse beneath his palms as though it were waking from a long sleep. Then a sound erupted. Deep. Ancient. Alive. The drum's voice boomed across the valley, shaking the earth. Birds burst from the trees. A gust of wind roared through the riverbed. Clouds rushed across the sky, gathering faster than human eyes could track. Thunder growled like a giant clearing its throat. The first drop of rain fell on Samba's cheek. Then another. And another. The heavens opened, and rain cascaded onto Alero. The villagers spilled out of their homes, dancing, laughing, lifting their hands to the sky. Samba stood still, drenched, the drum warm beneath his fingers. Baba approached through the downpour, tears mingling with the rain. He rested a hand on Samba's shoulder. "You found your truth," he said proudly. And the drum answered. From that day forward, Samba became the guardian of the sacred drum, not because he was the best drummer, but because he understood its secret. "The heart's truth," he would say, "is louder than any noise."